Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a puzzle that I saw a couple of weeks ago. It's been sitting on my desk, and I've been wanting to get to it, but I've had a lot going on, so I've been a little busy. But anywho, this one, as you can see, is called Thermo Heart. You probably understand why it is called that. It is also by someone named DocLogic, who I don't think I've done a puzzle of before, so that's always nice. Now, I'm also hoping you can't hear the music that's going outside my window. The neighbors are having their roof re-shingled, and they've got the music blaring over there as they work. But I think the sound deadening here is good enough. So, anywho, enough of a side rant there. Let's take a look at this thing, see what the rules are, and see if we can get this thing figured out. So, what do we got? We got normal Sudoku rules apply. Every row, every column, and every 3x3 box contains the digits 1 through 9 once each. We've also got German whispers, so digits along the green line have a difference of at least 5 to their neighbors. This is the green line, if anyone is having trouble seeing the coloring there. And on this line, each digit must have a B5 away from its neighbor, as stated. Then we've got thermometers, so digits increase starting from the bulb. We've got a bunch of thermos, all the outsides of our heart here, and going into the middle of it. As stated, digits increase from the bulb all the way to the tip, and they don't have to do so consecutive or like that, they just have to increase. Then we've got Renban, so digits on the purple line form a group of consecutive figures in any order. This is the Renban line, so these must be consecutive. Can't repeat them, but they don't have to be any particular order. And then the last set of rules is a Kropki. So cells linked with a white dot are consecutive. So any of the white dots, these two are consecutive digits. Then cells linked with a black dot have a ratio of 1 to 2. So any of the black dots, these are in a 1 to 2 ratio. So this, whatever this digit is, this one is either half or double of it. It's the easiest way to think about it, at least I think so. And then not all possible dots are given. So there is no negative constraint. That said, I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. The link will be in the description below if you want to play along. Let's get at it. So, where to start? We've got some decently long thermos, although they're not particularly long. There are 5 at the greatest. What can we do with that? Or do we have some combination of these rule sets that how they interact with each other? Well, what about this row? We know we can't put a 5 on a Renban, so we can remove all those possibilities. Now, any of the other ones could still be 5s. So that's not super helpful. So that's not going to be the place to look, I don't think. How long is our Renban? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. So we're going to know that there are 2 digits that are not on the Renban out of our 1 to 9. They could either be 1, 2, 8, 9, or 1, 9. Those are the options. So essentially we know that there's a 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on this Renban. Now I thought that might be useful here, because if we think about the Renban as we know it, well, this could be 1, 2, 8, or 9 as well, though, so it's hard to rule this out. We know there can't be 5, 7s, or 9s on this thing. Now, that's not going to be a great place to start. How about... yeah, let's get rid of that. If we knew what this Renban is, that would be more of a force to work with. But as is, it doesn't quite seem to be. Okay. Maybe there's something further we can do with ThermoLogic. Because there's some things you can always say. Obviously, a 1 can't ever go outside of the bulb on a thermo. So we can kind of rule out a bunch of places where 1s could go. problem with that is there's not really much that it's pushing us into. The same concept can be said for nines, where none of the bulb up to before the tip could ever be a 9. Again, it's like the same concept where we can reduce the options, but it's not getting us down to anything particularly useful. Let's look at this guy for a second. Maybe there's something to do with the fact that this is two different thermos starting from the same point. We know the highest it can ever get to is 5, and actually it can't get to 5, because if it was 5, it'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, and 6, 7, 8, 9, so that would break. So this is a low digit. At least that's something. If it's a 4, does that also cause problems? You'd have 5 and 6, but that breaks it, doesn't it? Because if these would be a 5-6 pair, because we can't go any higher than 7 here, because we'd have 8, 9, and then have to go to 10. But if these are 5s and 6s, that means one of these is 6, the other one's 7. These are 7, 8, and these are 8, 9. The problem with that, looking at it this way, it doesn't seem like it's a huge issue. But if these are 5 and 6, one of them is 6, 7, 8, which is going to break the 7, 8 on the other side. So this can't be a 4 either. Now we've got this down to, I say, maybe usable amount of digits. Because I don't think we can go further with this, because I think we could get up to 3 here, making these be from 4, 5s, and 6s or something along those lines, where it doesn't necessarily cause an issue. But maybe what we want to do is look at these in their ultimate possibilities and see if we get something across the lines that are going to help us out. And it's quite a bit of marking, but it may be useful. Because what does it tell us, if anything, as we look across here? Well, if these were a 2, it would mean the 1 has to go in one of these 2 German whispers. Oh, well, let's look here. This is a better place to look. This has to be a high digit. So now we can look onto our German whisper and make that correlation. So if this is high, every other digit along the line has to also be high, because we have to go back and forth, back and forth. So all of these are high digits. And I'm assuming we're going to be able to reduce the options on these. Like this can't be 6, this can't be 6, this can't be 6. This can't be a 7 or a 9 because it's on that black Kropki dot, which is what we was hoping we can get to earlier. Just kind of jumped the gun a little bit. This has to be a 3 or a 4. Now, if this is a 3 or a 4, what does that say about our thermo? If this is a 3, this cannot be a 2. So if this is a 3, this has to be a 4. If this is a 4, this cannot be a 3, because it'll go 3, 2, 1. And then what do we put here? This would have to be a 1, 2 pair. We've already used the 2. So it would have to be a 4 or a 5. Now we also know this has to be from 1, 2, 3, or 4. We almost have a quad here, but not quite. So hoping we would find something there. Is there anything? Let's look at the low digits and see if we get something on our thermo here, or not our thermo, our German whisper, excuse me, and see if we have anything. This can't be a 4. What else? Is there anything else we can say? This can't be a 4. This could still be a 6, because these could be both 1s. So I was hoping we could find something there. Well, this can't be a 4, because this can't be a 9. Let's try to stick with what we know, or can figure out. If this is a 4, let's look back into here, because I think we're going to get that quad that I was thinking about here. So this can't be 1, obviously, so it'd be 2, 3, or 4. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quad, which means these are all from 6, 7, 8s, and 9s. This can't be a 9. What else can we say? We get a 6, 7, 8, 9 quad now as well. And what? Keep trying to look back onto this Renban to see these possibilities that we're putting out. It's going to start giving us anything. Again, when we start getting a lot of these digits put in as options, it can cloud up the puzzle a little bit. So I try not to do it, but in this case, it looks like these are, okay, well, we can do something. We know this is 6, 7, 8, 9. One of these is a 9, which means one of these is an 8. This could not be a 9 because it would force this to be an 8 and this to be a 9. So this is not 9, which means this is our 9. Therefore, this is our 8. And this can't be an 8. This can't be an 8. That 9 also sees this. That can't be a 9. This is 6 or 7 now, so this can't be 3. We're getting there. We're getting something. So now we know there is an 8 on our Renban. So what does that tell us? Well, it tells us there can't be a 1 on it. Because if we had a 1, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be the highest we could ever get to. Can we use that information? We know none of these can be 1s. Sadly, there could be a 1 on either one of these two. We don't quite have a quad going here, but that's okay. We know one of these is a 7. Let's continue with what we do know. These can't be 7s, therefore. This can't be a 6. There we go. You just had to whittle it down. This is a 6. What can this be? Nothing. So this is 9. This is not 9. And, okay, just making sure that wasn't pointing at anything obvious. And what about this guy? I don't think he's quite down enough. We do know one of these is a 9. We do have to put a 9 on, well, I don't have to put a 9 in the Renban, sorry. It could be 2 through 8, or it could be 3 through 9. So let's not make that mistake. We know, oh, well, that's another one I could have seen. There's a 1 in one of these, so this has to be a 1-2 pair. So let's get rid of those options. This can't be a 2. So that's a 3-4 pair, which means this is 5, 4, 3, 8, and this is going to break this pretty much open, I think. So it was just getting in our options to find what had to be what. So this can't be 1 or 2. This can't be 6 or 7. These can't be 8s. So we get a 7-9 pair, an 8, and a 1-2. Let's look back on this guy. See if there's anything in here that we can really use, because we know these digits have to be from 1, 2, 3, and 5. Doesn't look like we can get something super useful there, so maybe that's not the way to look. These can't be 3s. Oh, that 9 here says this is a 7. Therefore, this is not 4. That's a 1-2 pair. That 7 tells us this is a 9. There we go. Just looking in the right places sometimes. Now these 3, let's take a look at those. We've got 4, 6, and 7. This can't be 7. So this is either a 4 or a 6. This can't be a 4 because we already have a 4. We get a 6-7 pair on our Renban, which means what? it means that we still have to place a 3 and a 5 on this thing to go with, well, and a 2 as well, right? Because we have 4, so we have to have a 5, 6, 7, and 8. We could still have a 9 on this thing. It would have to go right here. But we do have to have a 5. See, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there has to be a 4 as well. Well, there always a 4, duh. Okay. Let's move forward then. All right, so these other digits we've gotten have not done a whole lot to determine what these can be. We do know that one of these is a 7, at least. I'm wondering if this Thermo is going to give us any bit of a pinch down here, but it doesn't necessarily look like it does. But what about this? Looking here. So we need to have the 1, 2, 3, or 5. This obviously can't be a 1. So let's get rid of that for the moment. So we've got 2, 3, and 5. We could very easily put a lot of things down here. Okay, did we have anything else again that I hadn't quite looked at? This can't be 8. Like going into here with these numbers might have been a bit premature as well, just because it creates so much density. What can we look at? This can't be a 7. I think they've turned the music up outside too. Okay. What do we have? Do we have anything across any of these that makes any sense? Or do we want to continue looking across here? Because this digit could be quite a few things. It could be 6. It can't be 1. It can't be 2 because of the Thermo. It can't be 3 because this can't be a 6. This could be a 4. And it can't be an 8. So this is either just 4 or 6. Now, can this be a 4? If it is, this is a 3, 2. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4. But that wouldn't work. Because if this is a 4, that forces this to be a 2. So 4, no, because we could do 3, 1. Okay, that does work. So this could be a 4 if these were 1, 2, 3, 4, triple. Quad. 4 is quads. We get that eventually. Okay. Looking further, looking further. We ruled out a 1, right? From this Thermo, or Renban, excuse me. So, what are the options here? Because again, it could possibly get down to a 2. It can't be a 3 because it sees 1. It can't be 4 because we already have it. It could be the 5. Can't be 6 or 7. And it can't be 8, but it also could be 9. Again, those are the options, and there's a lot of them. How about you? Anything here that's useful? Not necessarily. I feel like I'm just missing some marks. That's why I'm like frantically scanning. Frantic isn't exactly 100% accurate, but you get the point. All right, what else do we have? This guy can't be 4 or 5. So this is getting reduced now, at least a little bit. Anything else that's now poking its head out? Almost a quad on the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9s. Or 6, 7, 8, 9s, I should say, but not quite. I don't think there was anything here that we don't currently have shown as an option. This being I was hoping we can reduce this guy. Or get rid of a 9 on it would be the best option, really. But that doesn't seem like it's necessarily a case. Okay. All right. I don't think we can get into some of these other clues just yet. Because there's not really a whole lot to it. I mean, we know that this is not a 1-2, but that's getting a bit too much of options. Let's look at our thermos. See, not quite there yet. And again, there's options for 8s. There's options for 9s. 5s and 4s as well. Oh, this can't be a 3 at least. Getting rid of a 5 here would be nice, but again, we've got to earn it before we can get it. This can't be a 7. Okay, that's what I was missing. If this is a 7, this has to be an 8 or 9. Again, a lot of marks that cause problems. So therefore, this just is the 7, which means this is the 6 and the 7. Then we can remove the 7 from here. We've got a 4-6 pair now and a 1-2 pair left over. This can't again now be 6 because we determined this is 7, because then there's going to be anything. So this is 4, therefore 6. Good, 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 good. So now this can't be 5. So this is going to get us down to a 1-2 possibility. Again, we're very close to getting trips and quads here, but we're not quite there. Well, actually, this can't ever be a 4, so we do have a trip. Because if this is a 4, what is this? It can't be 2 and it can't be 8, so no. So this is a 1, 2, 3, so this is not a 2. These can't have 2s either now. So now we know there are no 1s or 2s on this thing. So the remaining digits are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yes, that's correct. Therefore, this is 9. These have to be 3 and 4. No, not 3 and 4. We already have 4. 3 and 5. That's a 3-5 pair that forces this to be a 4, which forces this to be 9, which then gives us some reductions. So we now have a 1-2 pair, so we can get rid of some of this stuff that's going on. We also have a 6-7 pair that forces this to be a 3. So let's get rid of all this stuff that's clogging up our memory. That 9 says this can't be a 9. These 3 are leftovers, and they had to be from 4, 5, and 8. Now, this can't be 3 or 4. This can't be 4 or 5. This can't be 3. This obviously can't be 4. This can't be a 5, so it goes to an 8. This is not 8 anymore. Now, that's not 8. This can't be 7. Good. We're getting somewhere. All right. We got a 1-2 pair here, looking here. So this is 3. That gives us our 5 and our 3. And this can no longer be a 5. The 7 says this just is a 6. So this is 1, and this is 2. And this is 2. Therefore, this is 7. This is 1. Here we go. This can't be 7. And what is this digit? It's a given. It is a 6. This 6 gives this as a 4. This can't be 6. So it's either 5 or 7. What else? What else? What else? What else? Now that we've got a lot of this stuff kind of cleaned up, we should be able to make more progress. What can this be? We've got 2 digits left. 2 and a 5. We got a 2 here. So this is 5. This is 2. That's going to tell us this is a 1. Or we could look back here and see that. And looking at these ones, none of these can be 1s. This cannot be cannot have a 1 on it because it would be a 1-2 pair and break this. So this is our 1. These are not 1s. We've got 2 3s. That doesn't quite do much here. That 9 says this is 8. Again, it doesn't change the fact of these yet. And what about these guys? Because now with these clues on the edges might start coming into focus. We have to have a 9. It can't go here, so it goes here. This has to be a 2-3 pair, which is the only things left over. If this is a 2 or a 3, this has to either be a 4 or a 6. Okay. And where are we looking next? Again, we don't have a ton here. Let's look at this maybe. We know it can't be a 1-2 or a 2-4. It could be a 4-8 in a particular way. If this is 4 and this is 8, or it could be a 3-6 in a particular way. If this is 6 and this is 3, that does give us a 4-6 pair. So this is 5. Therefore, this is 4 and 5. This can't be 4. So we got the 4-6 pair to go with these. These now have to be from 1 and 2. That 5 gives us the 7. Oh, hit the right button. It'll work eventually. And next in line, as we scan around, this 3 gives the 2 and the 3, which gives the 6, which gives the 4, which gives the 8, which gives the 6. There we go. These two are 1 and 3. Then we can figure out what these guys, with both of these sets of triples, are from 3, 4, and 9. This can't be 3 or 9, so it's 4. Just double checking to make sure I didn't make any errors there. 3s here give an X-wing. Well, that 3 there actually does that, so that's not a 3 or a 2, so this is 5. Okay, let's continue on this side because that's where I started, and we'll just finish it off and then we'll move over if we need to. We have to have 5, 7, and 8. This is not 5 or 8, so it's 7. There we go. Then let's look across, because we have to be able to put a 7 in this row somewhere, and it can't be here, so it must go there. Therefore, this must be from the 5 or the 8, as that's all that's left over. This can't be a 2. So we've got some things going on here. What can this be? Can't be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So it could be 6 or 9. Those are the, oh, it can't be 9. So this is just 6. And make sure I got that right. Yeah, it can't be 1 because it's on a tip of a thermo. 2, 3, 4, 5 are all basic Sudoku looking at it. 6 is possible. 7 and 8 are and 9 are Sudoku. So this is 6. Okay, good. This can still be whatever it wants to be at the moment. So maybe what we need to do is either, again, start looking across this way, oh, there's not a whole lot going on there that looks great, or start looking at this clue, which we haven't even thought about just yet. What can it be? Is there any real reduction in option? Or is it better to look at base Sudoku to kind of whittle this entire region away? Oh, let's just do this. Do the Sudoku. Got 6s, so this has to be a 6. Therefore, this is either a 5 or a 7, and we have a 7 or 5 down there which makes this a 7. These are from 1, 2, and 4, and it can't be a 4, so it's 1, 2, which means this is our 4. That forces the 6, so we can put the 3 and the 2, and that's going to break this all open. And 1 and 2. And these 2 digits are left. We have to have a 1. I'll just do a quick scan to make sure I wasn't... Well, yeah, we can. Because, well, no, sorry. We need to have a 1 and a 7. We have got a 7, so this is 1, this is 7. That 1 is going to then do our 2, 1, and our 2. And then we know what this digit is. It must be the 8. These 2 digits have to be from 1 and 9. So this is the 1, this is the 9. That gives us our 3 in our 1, and we get a, where is it? Over there, the dude up there. This is given digit of 3. These 2 digits must be from 5 and 2. There's a 2 here. So this is 5. This is 2. That 5 now sees the 8, which sees this. So we get all that figured out. This has to be our 5. And these are the last 2 digits. This has to be a 9. And this has to be a 4. There we go. You saw the puzzle solution is correct. Cool. So it took a bit of marking on this one from me. Some of you might have had a better chance of seeing some of this stuff without going that way. But once we got things moving, it worked quite well. The initial, if we remember back to it, was getting, I think it was this digit right here, or the options of this digit, to get them into that range of high digits on our German whisper. Therefore, we could propagate throughout here, and then we could start making some moves. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed that one. I certainly did, as always. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps me out immensely. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.